Good morning. Andrews. Andrews. Can you hear me, guys? Good morning. Kiara, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, mister.
Good one. Let's see. Good one. Let's see. Okay, so we have I have Kiara, Jannah Huda, Jannah Huda, Kiara Jannah Huda, Hassan Ibrahim, Hassan Ruhaim, Jannah Osman, Jannah Karaihi, Lulwa Maryam Naqib, Ryan, Tadrus Yahya Awad, Yusuf Awad, and Haya Al-Masri and Yasin Said. Okay, so I have 14 participants so far. Have you all taken your or chosen your projects or project topics? All the people with me now. Have you chosen your topics, your project topic? Can you answer me, guys? Yusuf Sahrawi. Hello?
Yes.
Looks like Kiara is the only person in the room with me. Hello?
Yes, Mr.
Morning.
Morning.
All chosen your project topic, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
I asked you yesterday to ask Kunuz, I think. Kunuz. Jana Osman, have you chosen your topic? Jana Osman, can you hear me? Jana Osman. Jana? Jana Osman.
Yes, mister. Yes, mister.
Have you chosen a topic for your presentation?
Not yet, mister.
So please, can you, and Haya, I think Haya hasn't chosen any topic. I just try to open it. Okay, give me a second. Here. Hi. I want just to share this. Jana, can you see this list? Jana Osman, can you see this list?
Yes, mister.
You need to choose one of the topics, but most of the topics were chosen by your friends. We still have, I think, number 4. These are famous speeches in history, okay, from before Christ until now. The most famous 35 speeches according to this list, okay? You're going to choose one of these speeches and make a PowerPoint presentation about it and present it next Sunday in 3 minutes. What are you going to discuss? You'll discuss the orator, who the orator is. The orator is the speech giver, okay? And the circumstances in which it was given, or the occasion in which it was given, and the summary of the speech. What is the speech about? Okay, and the due date is Sunday, January 17th. Okay, Jana?
Okay.
Right. The list is in front of you. I'm not sure whether you can see it all or not. Try to make it larger for you. Okay.
Mr. can you let Yasmin السقا
Can I do what? Oh,
Can you let Yasmin السقا
okay. Yes, Minister. Okay. Thank you. Minister. Okay, Haya and Jana, can you choose one of the topics, please? This is number 22, Haya. I'll check if anybody has taken it. Number 22, 22, 22. Okay, Haya, you'll take number 22 because nobody has taken it. Number 22 is, let's maximize a little bit. Number 22 is General Douglas MacArthur, farewell address to Congress. Number 22, General Douglas MacArthur, farewell address to Congress. Okay, hi. What about you, Jan? Tab 26. I think you have a mic, Jan. Guys, solve the problem with your mics, please. You have the mics, talk to me through the mic. Okay, Jana, 26, I'll check. No, Ryan took it. 26 went to Ryan. Ryan chose it. Choose another one, Jana. And ask Knuz, Muhammad Tawakkul, and Hala Sharif to join us, please, because they haven't chosen any topic yet. Please ask Knuz, Muhammad Adil Tawakkul, and Hala Sharif to join us. 28. Okay, I'll check. 20, 28, 28. Okay, so Jana Osman took 28. Let's see. Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass, what to the slave is the 4th of July? What to the slave is the 4th of July? Okay, Jan. I still need Knuz, Muhammad Adil, and Hala Sharif. Urgently, please tell them to join. Okay. Yesterday we started, let's say, chapter 3 in this book, A Nation is Born. In the first term and in the second term, until yesterday, we talked about the Native Americans and their literature and some features of their everyday life. And now we're going to talk about the birth of the United States of America and some of the speeches which led to this birth or the United States independence. We, okay, Kiara, we defined speech. We said a speech is a non-fiction work that is delivered orally to an audience. Some speeches are composed in writing first before they are spoken aloud. Others are composed less formally as they are being presented, usually with notes as a guide. Some people use just notes as guides. And we talked about types of speeches. We said there are political speeches, addresses, an address which is given on a specific occasion, like the independence of the United States on July 4th, for example, and a sermon. And as you remember, we studied a sermon, sinners in the hands of an angry God. If you remember, a sermon is a speech in which the speaker advises people to be afraid of God and follow God's rules and so on. We talked about some of the persuasive techniques, and we said that orators resort to some of the appeals. Some of them talk logically, some of them work on the emotion or the emotions using loaded words, and some of them focus on the ethics. Okay, and there are some rhetorical devices we studied yesterday, like repetition. An orator repeats what he says to make sure the people will be affected by it. Restatement, like paraphrasing this, saying the same thing in other words. And parallelism, repeating the same grammatical structure. Antithesis or contrast or paradox, using opposites sometimes. Rhetorical questions. A rhetorical question is a question that is asked for effect, not waiting for an answer. And we summarized them in this part. Then we said we're going to study two speeches. The first one is speech in the Virginia Convention by Patrick Henry, and the second one is speech in the convention by Benjamin Franklin, if you remember. And we repeated the devices or the techniques again for affecting people, or rhetorical devices as we call them: restatement, repetition, parallelism, antithesis, rhetorical questions, allusions, okay, and so on. And we studied these 6 vocab items, if you remember, these 6 vocab items. I'll maximize the screen. Can you guys see the screen? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Insidious, we studied insidious. We said it means cheater or deceitful or treacherous. Privileges means advantages, simply advantages. Vigilant, we said vigilant is alert to danger or fully awake. Cautious. Despotism, we said absolute rule or dictatorship or tyranny, when there is a dictator. Salutary or salutary, American English, beneficial or promoting a good purpose. And finally, unanimity. We said unanimity when all the people have the same opinion, complete agreement, or as we say in Arabic, al-ijma', unanimity. The decision was agreed on unanimously. And Patrick Henry, we read this part about Patrick Henry, the orator or the giver of the first speech in the Virginia Convention. We said that this speech, or if he wanted to make the people smile, he would. If he wanted them to cry, he would. He was the best orator in that area before the independence, and he protested against the British Empire. Okay. And he wanted America to have, at that time, its independence. And he called the people to carry arms to fight the British Empire. Okay, and this is the speech. Background with the speech. Yasin, can you read the background?
Okay. But the screen isn't I can't see it.
You can see the screen. I maximized it, okay, as much as I could. Okay, no problem, I read it. In this famous speech, Patrick Henry denounces the British king and urges the colonists, those who wanted to have their independence, to fight for independence. Making such a declaration took tremendous bravery, okay, because he would have been arrested and killed, executed. England was the world's most powerful country at the time, and the odds against the colonists were overwhelming. If the colonies had, the odds here mean the problems. The colonists faced many problems. Okay, if the colonies had failed to win independence, Henry could have been executed for treason. As we said yesterday, if the colonies had failed to win independence, Henry could have been executed, have been killed by the British Empire for treason. Okay, this is the text of the speech. I just want to know who is following up with me. If you can hear me, please put your hands up. Because I have about 18 names, but nobody. Thank you. So I have Yusuf Awad, Mariam Al-Naqib, Yasin Saeed. Kiara comes and goes, I'm not sure why. Ryan, who else? So I have 3 or 4 guys with me in the room now, and the other guys are asleep. Okay, Mr. Tedros.
Sir,
Mister,
Yeah,
I can't see.
Sorry?
I can't see the screen.
Kiara can see the screen.
Can't.
Okay, wait.
I have arranging like a blue screen.
Can you see it now?
No.
Why not?
minimize and maximize.
It's maximized.
Not minimize and maximize then.
Yeah. Can you see it now?
It showed for a second, but it's gone again.
Mister, it's a black screen. It's not
لا نزلها نزلها تحت.
I'm not sure what to do, guys. It's in front of me now, as I usually do. Can you see it now? Not yet?
No. No.
I'll close it and try to open it again. Give me a second. This PC. I'll take a minute. G11. Oops. The picture. Sorry. So guys, ask Kunuz, Muhammad Adil Tawakkul, and Hala Sharif to join us. Remember, in the second session, you're going to write a short story. I'll give you a title or a topic, and you're going to write a short story during the session and send it to me via messenger by the end of the session, the second session, inshallah. Allah. Okay. Done. Okay. 100. Okay. Can you see it now, Yasin? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. So we start from Mr. President, okay? So, Mr. President, this is the speech. Mr. President, no man thinks more highly than I do of the patriotism. You know, patriotism means being loyal to your homeland, as well as abilities of the very worthy gentlemen who have just addressed the House. This is in the House of Parliament, something like the House of Parliament, and all the people before Henry gave their speeches, they wanted to have something like agreement with the British Empire. They wanted to have peace with them. But he himself wanted to carry weapons and fight the British Empire. He said, no man thinks more highly than I do of the patriotism as well as abilities of the very worthy gentlemen who have just addressed the House. All the people who gave speeches before me are patriotic, love their country, but I disagree with them. But different men often see the same subject in different lights. I see it in a different way. And Therefore, I hope it will not be thought disrespectful to those gentlemen who wanted to have peace with the British Empire. Again, I do not want to have peace with the British Empire, and he will say why. If entertaining, as I do, opinions of a character very opposite to theirs, I shall speak forth my sentiments, my emotions freely and without reserve. This is no time for ceremony. It's not time for speeches. It's time for facts. The question before the House is one of awful moment to this country. For my own part, as for me, I consider it as nothing less than a question of freedom or slavery. A question of freedom or slavery. As he said yesterday, give me freedom or kill me or something like this, or send me to death. It's very clear. It's a question of freedom. You either give us our freedom or keep us slaves. And in proportion to the magnitude of the subject ought to be the freedom of the debate. We should talk about the freedom, okay? It is only in this way that we can hope to arrive at truth. We should be free to discuss whatever we need here, and then we'll reach truth and fulfill the great responsibility which we hold to God and our country. Okay, should I keep back my opinions at such a time through fear for giving offense? If I keep my opinion that I want to be free, I want my country to be free and independent, if I don't say this opinion freely, so I am not loyal to God, because God asked us to seek our freedom. I should consider myself as guilty of treason toward my country and toward my God, of course, and of an act of disloyalty toward the majesty of heaven, God, which I revere above all earthly kings. I respect God above all the kings of the earth, including the British king. Okay? So if I do not seek my freedom, then I am treacherous to my God and to my country. Mr. President, he's talking to the president of this place. Mr. President, it is natural. Just a second. Alia Walid and Abdurrahman Walid joined us. Alia. Abdurrahman. Okay. So I stopped here. Mr. President, it is natural to man to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are apt to shut our eyes against a painful truth and listen to the song of that siren till she transforms us into beasts. You know, in the past, in the Greek mythology, a siren used to sing beautiful songs to attract sailors and rig their boats and demolish or destroy their ships. Is this the part of wise men? Is it our role? Engaged in a great and arduous struggle for liberty? Okay, are we disposed to be of the number of those who, having eyes, see not? This is part of the Bible. Those who have eyes, see not, and having ears, hear not. Those who have eyes, but they don't see, and have ears, but they don't hear. Those who have minds and brains, but they don't understand the things which so nearly concern their temporal salvation. For my part, whatever anguish of spirit it may cause, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst, and to provide for it. So we should work for the independence of our country. I have but one lamp by which my feet are guided. One lamp guides my feet. I have one torch that guides my feet. And that is the lamp of experience. From my past experience, I know of no way of judging of the future by the past. And judging by the past, from the past, we should learn our lesson. From the past, I wish to know what there has been in the conduct of the British ministry for the last 10 years to justify those hopes with which gentlemen have been pleased to solace themselves and the House. Again, guys, he wants to say, from our experience with the British ministry, which rules the American lands at that time, from our experience over the past 10 years, what did they do good to us to hope that they will have peace with us? They didn't do anything for our good. So from our past experience, they are not good at all. We should get rid of them. Is it that insidious smile, treacherous smile, cheating smile, deceitful smile, with which our petition has been lately received? We wrote a piece of paper and asked them to give us some more rights, but they returned it with this insidious smile, with this sardonic smile, and we got nothing. Trust it not, sir. It will prove a snare to your feet, a trap. We are being trapped. Suffer not yourselves to be betrayed with a kiss. They can kiss you to just deceive you, but you get nothing but a kiss. Okay? Ask yourselves how this gracious reception of our petition comports with those warlike preparations which cover our waters and darken our land. The time they kiss us, the time they smile in our faces, we talk about the British Empire. They fill our land and water with ships and weapons. Okay? Does this agree with this? Of course not. What do they intend to do with us? They smile in our face, but they want to kill us. Okay? Our fleets, fleets are warships, and armies necessary to a work of love. If they love us, would they fill our land and water with fleets and armies? And reconciliation, do they need agreement or reconciliation? Have we shown ourselves so unwilling to be reconciled ourselves? To be reconciled, that force must be called in to win back our love. Let us, he asked them, if we decide to have peace with the British Empire, does it need all these weapons for this peace? Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. Let's not deceive ourselves. These are the implements of war and subjugation. They intend to kill us, to fight us if we do anything against their will. The last arguments to which kings resort, the last solution kings resort to is war. And they want to fight us, as I said. I asked gentlemen, the gentlemen who talked before me and want to have peace with Britain. Sir, I asked gentlemen, sir, what means this martial array? If its purpose be not to force us to submission, they want us to submit, to be their followers, to be their slaves. And they send these weapons to make us frightened of them, not to have peace with them. Can gentlemen assign any other possible motive for it? For these warships and weapons? Has Great Britain any enemy in this quarter of the world? Do they have any enemy? No. So why are they sending such a large number of navies and or fleets and armies? To call for all this accumulation of navies and armies? No, sir. She has none. She here is Britain. She has none. They are meant, these weapons and these ships, for us. They are sent for us. They can be meant for no other, because the British Empire doesn't have an enemy in this part of the world. Okay? They are sent over to bind and rivet upon us, to oblige us to follow them. Those chains which the Britain or the British ministry have been so long forging. And what have we to oppose to them? Shall we try argument? Sir, we have been trying that for the last 10 years. Have we anything new to offer upon the subject? We have been trying for the past 10 years to get some more rights, but we got nothing, nothing. We have held the subject up in every light of which it is capable. In every occasion, we asked for some more rights, but we didn't get anything. But it has been all in vain. Shall we resort to entreaty and humble supplication? Shall we ask them, please give us our peace or give us some rights, please, please, again and again? Right. What terms shall we find which have not been already exhausted? We tried every way. We tried every way to get our rights. Let us not, I beseech you, sir, deceive ourselves longer. We didn't get anything. Sir, we have done everything that could be done to avert the storm which is now coming on. There is a storm. People want to have their rights. People want to have more rights. We have petitioned. We have asked them. We have remonstrated. We have demonstrated and protested. We have supplicated, as if you're supplicate to God. We have prostrated in front of them ourselves before the throne of the King, and have implored its interposition to arrest the tyrannical hands of the Ministry of Parliament. We did everything. We did everything to get some more rights, but got nothing. Our petitions have been slighted. Our remonstrances have produced additional violence. When we protested, we were, let's say, oppressed and insulted. Okay? Our supplications have been disregarded. They didn't listen to us. And we have been spurned with contempt from the foot of the throne. Here, referring to the King, in vain. We got nothing. After these things, may we indulge the fond hope of peace and reconciliation. Will we look for reconciliation and peace with them? There is no longer any room for hope. If we wish to be free, if we mean to preserve and violate those estimable privileges for which we have been so long contending, we need to have some privileges. If we mean not basely to abandon the noble struggle in which we have been so long engaged, and which we have pledged ourselves never to abandon until the glorious object of our contest shall be obtained, we must fight. I repeat it, sir, we must fight. This is Patrick Henry's opinion. We must fight the British Empire to get our independence. Okay? An appeal to arms and to the God of hosts is all that is left us. We have nothing. We did everything. We asked them. We prostrated in front of them. We protested. We did everything, but they didn't give us any rights, any privileges. So we have to fight them. This is the last resort. This is the last solution. They tell us, sir, what we are weak, or that we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be the next week, or will it be next week, or next year? Will it be when we are totally disarmed, and when a British guard shall be stationed in every house? They will put a British guard in every house to guard us. Shall we gather strength by resolution and inaction? No. Being lazy and then we'll get our freedom? No. Shall we acquire the means of effectual resistance by lying supinely on our backs and hugging the delusive phantom of hope until our enemies shall have bound us hand and foot, until they bind us hand and foot? Okay, sir, we are not weak. If we make a proper use of those means which the God of nature have placed in our power, 3 million of people armed in the holy cause of liberty, and in such a country as that which we possess, are invincible by any force which our enemy can send against us. Besides, sir, we shall not fight our battles alone. There is a just God. God fights with us, who presides over the destinies of nations, and who will raise up friends to fight our battles for us. The battle, sir, is not to the strong alone. It is to the vigilant, the active, the brave. Besides, sir, we have no election. If we were base enough to desire it, it is now too late to retire from the contest. We need or we have to fight them. There is no retreat, but in submission and slavery. If we retreat, we will be slaves or their slaves forever. Our chains are forged. Their changing may be heard on the plains of Boston. In Massachusetts, in the north, some people declared war against the British Empire. The war is inevitable. It's a must, and let it come. I repeat it, sir, let it come. This is a repetition, okay? It is in vain, sir, to extenuate the matter. Gentlemen may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north, the next wind, will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren, our brothers are already in the field. They are fighting up in the north. Why stand we here idle in Virginia here in the south? Why are we idle, lazy? What is that gentlemen wish? They wish peace, will have no peace. What would they have? Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to purchase at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it. Almighty God, I know not what course others may take, but as for me, if you ask my opinion, give me liberty or give me death. Give me liberty or give me death. Okay, this is antithesis. Again, liberty is the opposite of death. And this is the end of the speech. I'll stop the session here and start again at 9:25. Be ready to write a short story, okay? And ask your friends to join us. Ask all your friends to join us, because I don't or I will not give them another chance unless they give me a plausible excuse. Please ask all the people to join us, because you're going to write a short story in the second session. Okay, can you hear me, Yasin and Kiara?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll end the session now. Any question? Any question, guys?
No.
Okay, thank you. You can leave the room now. Awesome. Awesome here.